Hello, and welcome back. As you can see, Richard's found a Weedle.
I have. I think I'm going to kill it accidentally.
I, for the love of God, I hope you don't.
Tech's been watching me.
Yeah. Hey!
Yay!
It's a first for everything.
New Pokédex data will be added for Weedle! Hooray! Hairy bug.
So basically what we did during our off-camera time is basically we just ground and tried to find a Weedle, and then obviously we wanted it to be shown so that you could actually see Richard getting the Weedle.
Yeah. And Ickbin is on the verge of evolving as well, which is good, which means we can tackle Brock.
Have you actually called it VALIDPOINT?
Yes. Oh, you know what? While we're here, just before we go and heal up. So yeah, we've got a couple of levels in there. I'm using there's a very nice button on such equipment that we're using to record, called a speed up button, which is very handy, especially in Gen 1 when everything's incredibly slow. So it
We couldn't skip then.
might have been making. I apologise if I made you feel seasick at all there, Deck.
No, it was fine. It was just a case of basically a single frame was like 20 foot.
Yeah. Speaking of things that you should see, let me try that again. Speaking of things that you should see, how's about our other videos? If you could also subscribe to our channel, that'd be really handy. If you're liking what you see, give us a like on various videos that you like. And keep your eye out for more stuff from us.
And if you do like the sea, then we've also been playing Raft a while ago, so we've got many episodes of that you can check out. It was quite funny for
God,
Richard, who was completely oblivious when we didn't have an engine to be like, oh, has the boat moved? And then it's a case of the raft was basically in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, floating away. And I'm on it going, what do you mean we've moved? Oh, yeah, before anchor, weren't it? Oh,
yeah.
Ickbin grew to level 10. Do you know what that means, Deck?
It means he evolves, doesn't it?
What? Ickbin is evolving? You go, Ickbin. Ickbin evolved into Butterfree, and now his name makes sense.
Why did he go from? So why did he go from green to blue? Doesn't make sense.
No idea. The shinies don't make any sense either. In what game were I on now? I think it was one of remakes of this. There aren't, no. Introduced in Gen 2.
I was gonna say.
Good lord, that's blurry for some reason.
It's just a blue blob.
Yeah. So now we level until we get confusion. Then we can take Brock on.
Don't you want to get Weedle up a bit first?
Yeah, probably best to, haven't we? Not going to be using it for Brock, but I think it might be handy for Misty.
Later on.
Yeah. Because Misty's star, mate. I'm not looking forward to that.
No. But
I relish the challenge.
If you you relish the challenge, I mean, fair enough. But sadistic sod. But yeah, if you
give it a whack.
If you want to just let us know what you want to see and what games you can recommend for us and stuff like that, then please, by all means, just do that in the comments and let us know. And we're more happy to play them. And if you want to come up with like special rules to give us mostly Richard, a challenge,
no,
we'll look into it. And give it a go.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see from our Buglocke, Richard is absolutely loving it so far.
Yeah, I'm smashing it, mate. Look at this team.
I wish they were more inventive with the sprites for the actual teams.
Mate,
Look
what
at
do
that,
you
they
mean?
all just look the same.
They're all bug. All bug. All
Yeah, but they all look
bug.
the same. When does
All
Pinsir ever
bug.
look like? When does Pinsir ever look like that?
I did heal, didn't I? I'm paranoid about healing.
Yeah, they're all at max health.
I'm gonna lose this Weedle. I'm gonna have to switch it out.
Why? Yeah.
Oops. Yep, that was
Or
a
you can
speed
just
up I
go
was
like
talking
right
about.
back to the beginning.
We'll try. If we come across any like Metapods or Kakunas here, we'll be fine. We'll be able to do them. And if not, I can just switch out to something a bit heftier. Cause actually, I'm super effective, aren't I? Let's give it a go.
Yeah, in this bit.
It's like a quarter of my health. Oh, good God. So hard at beginning, isn't it?
Yeah, but it will be, won't it? So, but he's poisoned now, so.
It was poisoned. Caterpie, have you paid your subscriptions on PSN? Apparently not.
Was it? That was an awful sort of pun. I mean,
You know I'm full of 'em, pal. I'm full of summit.
yeah, you're definitely full of something.
Hey, perfect. Matterpod, you're going down. You'll soon be a fine KAKUNA valid point.
Bit weird though that they are literally supposed to be a shell, like a rock hard shell, both of them, like KAKUNA and Metapod. Yet they can get defeated by the little bug form of them, the little younger version.
Yeah, the youth. The youth of today, I tell you, pal.
It's all, you know what's also weird is that I wonder if I don't know if this is true in terms of Pokemon, but obviously it's true in terms of spiders. But certain spiders eat their young if they're like too weak or whatever. So I wonder if that's the same in Pokemon.
Yes. Don't know,
Yes, it is.
No, I wasn't yesing at the
I got
concept
that,
of
don't worry.
eating one's young. It was more because I was a KAKUNA and it's easy XP.
Yeah, I got that. Don't worry. But yeah, it's just like it's weird, isn't it? Just like, you know.
Yeah, possibly. It's never really gone into or like, what do people in Pokemon eat within the universe of Pokemon?
No.
Is it other Pokemon? Or is everyone a vegetarian?
They did go into that.
Or...
No, they did go into that. Season 1 of the anime, Brock and Ash have a little like imagination thing like about food.
Oh.
They kind of go, where it comes up with like a thought bubble.
Oh yeah.
And it's a Magikarp sliced up on a platter. So they do eat Pokemon. In this, I don't know if it's this one. It might be, but it might be later on. They talk about Slowpoke tails.
Oh yeah, that's Gen 2.
Yeah, and then and I believe in the later game, like the later anime, they're selling. Is it Vanillish? The base Pokemon?
Oh yeah, that's Gen 5.
As an ice
isn't
cream
it?
stand. Yeah, and they sell it as an ice cream stand. Yeah, so they do eat Pokemon.
Gnarly.
And then in the Sinnoh Pokedex entries, they talk about, or at least in the lore, they talk about marrying Pokemon.
Really?
So, Yeah, they saw Pokemon as deities and gods and stuff. So they basically married them.
That's
At a
not
certain
weird
point.
at all.
Yeah. So people would basically marry their Pokemon, and you can assume that obviously, like, other things ensued because it's a case of they married a Pokemon. So
This is getting deeply off track here.
well, it's just how weird Pokemon's got over the years, isn't it? Because it's a case of we've got loads of dark Pokemon entries about like Drifloon and stuff like that, which isn't in this one.
Yeah, like the
But,
ghost
like,
Pokemon
steals
entries
children.
are horrifying.
Yeah, and then we've got like stuff like obviously people marry Pokemon and people eat Pokemon.
It's quite brutal.
You know.
We see quite a sanitised version of it in the games, don't we? Of the horrifying
some of
Pokemon
these
universe.
Yeah, but some of them, like most of those things, are in the Pokemon games.
Yeah,
Like-
true.
So it's a case of we see it more sanitized in the actual anime. I mean, not in the Japanese one because they obviously swear and stuff like that, but in the English one.
They swear?
It's,
Really?
Yeah, in the Japanese one, they swear a lot and it's a lot darker than it is in the obviously the I'm gonna say the European, but it's what's known to the rest of the world, basically. So
As like the
it's a lot
US
dialed back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, why am
So
I
it's a
encountering
lot
something?
dialed back. So
Oh, hello.
you chubby little. I remember when it was that chubby on a card,
Yeah.
and it was cute.
It's changed quite a bit since then, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You know
Not
what?
chubby Pikachu anymore.
I don't like. Yeah, I don't like these odds.
That's fair.
Go.
But yeah, it's like we haven't had a chubby Pikachu since this one, and until they did Gigantamax and Pikachu was chubby Pikachu again.
Oh yeah, he's a little bit chunky, isn't he?
Yeah, it's cute.
Gigantamax form.
Yeah. Which
No.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of the whole Gigantamax system.
No, it just feels like, I don't know, a temporary mega, but you know, with megas you can only do one a battle, and it's got to be holding the item for it. But Gmax can be anything.
Yeah. I did like some of the stuff that they did, like some of the sort of forms.
Oh yeah, like the designs look
Meowth
cool.
was
Long cat.
yeah, like Meowth was long cat, yeah.
Oh god, yeah. Gmax Meowth, what a guy.
But it's a case of like, it just kind of ruined the whole aspects of the game. Going, oh yeah, we can make these Pokemon massive, and it's like, yeah, but,
But
surely
why?
these Pokemon, yeah, it's like they're like bigger than buildings. What's the point?
Some are buildings.
So-
Just look at Duraludon. I'm almost certain
Yeah.
I'm mispronouncing that. Duraludon?
I don't know. I've never been one for perfectly pronouncing Pokemon names. As you could tell with my German pronunciation of Pokemon names, it's not brilliant.
Yeah,
But you know,
I've
I
heard
don't
worse.
know German, so you know,
I know a bit of German.
it's on. Fair enough. That's more than I know. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like I feel like they've started to slowly ruin the Pokemon franchise by going, oh yeah, let's add all these things in to try and make it mildly more interesting, and it just doesn't work.
It's because that, you know, what we've got to realise is we're no longer the target market or the target audience for new Pokemon games because they're for kids.
True, but if you
So
think about
they're
it as well,
marketed towards kids. That, you know, that's why the difficulty curve in more recent Pokemon games has been less of a curve and more of a straight line,
incline.
somewhere near the bottom.
Yeah, but that's fine. It's okay to make things easier to bring a newer audience in. It's a case of adding pointless mechanics doesn't make a game better, though. It's like how Monster Hunter, the originals, like from PS2 all the way up to PSP, were really quite difficult. They were very niche. Not many people played them, and they were, I'd say they were fairly difficult as a thing. And then when it came out on the Wii, and it was still good, and it was still fairly difficult, but it's a case of it had some systems that made it a little bit easier. And then it came out as Monster Hunter World, and it was supposed to be for everyone, and it made it a lot easier. And it's now got a massive fan base, which is fantastic. It's great. I'm not complaining that they've changed stuff, because it's a case of they've added new mechanics and they work. But it's a case of you've got to find the mechanics that work. And I don't feel Gigantamax did that in the Pokemon universe. Although, in theory, Pokemon's really not changed over the past, 20 years.
No, it's still, at its core, essentially the same game that we're playing right now. You know, fight the other Pokemon, win the battles, catch them all. And there are, recently, in more recent generations, there are some really good Pokemon that look cool.
Yeah.
Filling in a lot of gaps in type coverage, which is good for a bug type fan such as myself.
Yeah, but I feel like the whole the whole experience that that people got drawn to by Pokemon was this sort of fantastical universe where Pokemon are like all these weird creatures that are fantastic. And it was fairly difficult, and it wasn't that easy. Kind of like how Dark Souls isn't easy. And if anybody says that it is easy, is really a liar, because it's because it's a case of it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be a challenge, and we like the challenge, and that's why we play them. But
I'm gonna heal up.
It's
now.
a case of I can't blame you there. But yeah, it's a case of I think that Pokemon's kind of lost that edge and gone, we're more for children, so.
I mean, there are the aspects of it in the. Let me think. Going back to Sword and Shield now, I've not played it for a bit, to be honest with you, pal.
I played the story and then I left it, and then I'm like, nah, it's not for me. I don't want to play this anymore.
I played it quite a bit, and then I got the DLCs. I've not finished the second one yet.
You might need to swap out.
Give it a go. My
Just to be
defense went
safe.
up quite a bit. It's only doing 2 damage. You know what? Guess it's lowered my speed as well, so that's crit territory. Let's get in. Get him!
Get him!
Get him!
But yeah, it's just, it's one of those things where I get why Pokemon has started to change, but it's realistically not changed.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, and I don't mean this in an offensive way, but it's kind of starting to get stale. It's all kind of like, it doesn't make you want to play it more. Like, in these ones, it was a case of you want to play more, you want to do it, all these things, and you could keep it interesting. Like what we're doing now, for example.
Buglocke. Oh god. What the hell am I doing with my life?
But it's a case of, like, in the newer ones, there's no point, because, like, the whole raid aspect of the new one kind of took that away and just kind of went, no, you don't really need to pay attention to levels anymore, because you could just grind out a bunch of raids and then just get loads of, like, stuff and evolve it.
Sweet,
like,
sweet candy.
Nearest.
Oh god, yeah, the EXP candy is...
Yeah. And it just broke the game.
I mean, they've got to try new things. As you mentioned, they are at risk of becoming stale just because, by design, really, they're fundamentally the same games with the same core mechanics and have been since the first ones. So I do appreciate they've got
True.
to try out new things. Maybe it's, this is just our opinion as, would you say,
No,
we're
but-
seasoned vets of the Pokemon franchise? I'd say I'm certainly
Yeah,
a
but I'm no
seasoned vet.
expert. I am no expert. But it's a case of, it's introducing something like that, it just breaks the game. And if you, like, for example, going, oh yeah, let's have just XP candy all the time, and it's like, so basically you could just grind out a load of candy and then just feed it to a Pokemon and it'll be like 99, and it's like, yep, now I can go through the whole game and it's fine. And it's like, you've literally just allowed this aspect to break the game so that people are more open to play it. And it's like, no, that shouldn't work like that, because you've literally just broke every other mechanic. Nothing really matters, because you've just basically like shafted everything.
I feel like I might be wrong on this, so feel free to call me out. But I think the like experience candies are something that you don't get from raids until you've like done the Elite Four or something.
No, you do get them. You do get them still.
Or do you just get them not in like the frequency that you do from after?
Yeah, you don't get them in the frequency. However, you still get them, and you can get still all these other candies that level up the stats of your Pokemon.
Carbos.
So you can just be like, so you can literally just grind them out, increase your Pokemon's stats to the nth degree, and just be like, yeah, this Pokemon's really hench now. And it's like, well, again, that's game breaking. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you can just do whatever you want. And it's just, I get why they did it, to make it easier on people, but just do stuff like, let's go Pikachu and let's go Eevee. Like, granted, it wasn't perfect. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that it was the best game ever.
It was very easy. Very easy.
It was very easy. But it's a case of, they kind of tried something new, and it kind of worked to bring new audiences in. Because it was kind of like that whole start thing where it was like, oh yeah, if you do this, this happens, and this is all these things and people who loved it and had the nostalgia came back, because it was like, oh my god, they've done this thing, which is a revamp of the old one, which is great. And then it's a case of, for the newer people, it was easier to catch Pokemon, so that they could do all these different things, and and it was more disabled friendly than obviously these ones are.
Less flashing, you mean?
Well, I mean, like, as in, so for example, how you had to have on this, this used to be on a Game Boy, so it was a case of, it was a D-pad and then some buttons. Whereas, like, people who are disabled in some varied forms don't get that, or get to experience that, unless they have adaptive technology that allows them to do that. You know how some people play video games with their mouth and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas this one was allowing people to be more able to use it. They could have done better. I'm not going to lie. They could have done better in terms of having it more disabled friendly. However, it was a step in a better direction.
I'll be honest, mate. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But it's a case of, like, it's one of those things where if they'd kept going with that and gone, oh yeah, we've made this accessible for everyone, so anybody can play it, I think that would have been a better step, and it would have gotten them a bit more of a rep of just being like, yeah, we have made these games, but we do care about other people that aren't exactly, or weren't exactly able to experience these games way back when, but now they can.
Yeah,
I think that would have been cool.
Inclusivity, this thing's pretty sick. I want everyone to, experience it. Good crack.
Yeah.
I believe the EXP candies were introduced in Let's Go, by the way. Correct me if
They
I'm
were,
wrong.
yeah. They were introduced, yeah, but it was a case of they were only for specific Pokemon. I think last time I checked, anyway. Maybe.
I don't know.
they
We'll
were.
have to
I think they
revisit
were.
them at some point. I've not. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Good game, but sure, you know what you're getting with Gen 1. Probably not picked it up
Yep.
since my first run through. Not a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
replayability in these early sort of games, is there?
No, yeah, exactly. I completely agree with that. There's not a hell of a lot of replay value, but they could have done it like they could have done sort of like what they've done on Sword and Shield and expanded it and gone, well, this is going from transitions from this gen to this gen, and it kind of adds a little bit of a bridge.
Yeah.
And they could introduce the next game, and then they could carry like that data over of like the character and the Pokemon that they used,
And the Pokedex, yeah. Stuff like that.
and have a
Always
little bit of a
open to
story. Yeah, and then they could lead that into another story of the same character, but say this time they're not going with Eevee because this little story thing happened, and then they've gone and switched to another one, which would be a Pokemon of that gen, and then continue and stuff like that. It could have had a very sort of, it could have had a long run of that style of game, but it hasn't as of yet, and
What do we know? We're just nerds.
yeah, exactly. We are just nerds, but it's.
Nerds.
I like Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. I grew up with it, so
God, yeah,
it
me
has
too.
a soft spot. But I
Pokemon's
feel
great.
like it hasn't. I feel like the new ones, although they are more inclusive for the younger generation, they aren't as good in terms of quality. Of like the story was great. In Sword and Shield, I really liked the story. Man tries to save the world by basically ending it in some weirdly like sadistic way, and it's like,
But
yeah,
we don't
no,
have to
don't
worry
do that,
about
mate.
spoilers. It's been out for like over a year now, hasn't
Exactly, yeah.
it? Yeah,
And,
it's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
It
But the
makes
fact that
question
you
all
are
sorts
then
of things.
able,
Seen a
But then-
parallel with Avengers: Age of Ultron as well.
yeah, exactly, yeah, and
Very interesting sort
but
of
the
trope
fact
to be
that
using,
you're,
especially for a Pokemon game.
yeah, but the fact that you're allowed to carry the Pokemon that will end the world around with you is a bit ridiculous, and it doesn't make any sense. And then
It's
you've
always
got
been
stuff
the same.
like, yeah,
Oh, didn't realise my PP was that low.
but yeah, it's just, there's like things like that. Like you already got a legendary, and then it gives you another legendary, and it was just like, so you've got 2 legendaries. Okay, makes sense. And like it was a good game, but there was 0 replay value, and basically they broke it with raids and Gigantamax.
Yeah.
If they didn't involve that, it would have been a really good game, and I really would have thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. I feel like
That's just my opinion.
a trick was missed with it not being voice acted.
Yes.
Like, I feel like this was the generation to do it in. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The Switch is pretty powerful.
I don't know
considering-
though, because it lagged a lot. Like it lagged quite a bit at certain points when it had tried to load in all the field of view. It would lag at certain points.
I never noticed that. Did you have a handheld or on telly in dock like?
No, I had it in the dock, and it would go from 30 FPS to 15 FPS
Ooh,
on
noticeable.
on the, I think it was the first or second city. You know that massive one where all the raids are around you?
Oh,
And there's
Stoke.
that- Yeah, and it was a case of, on that bridge, it would lag.
it's not actually called Stoke, but it's got Stoke in it. and I can't remember what the rest
Yeah,
of it is.
it's called Motostoke or something like that. Motostoke.
Mega Stoke.
Something like that. And it's just like,
Shout
but it
out
would
to
lag
Stoke
on
on
that
Trent.
bridge. Yeah, if you were cycling on that bridge, it would lag, and you could tell by how the bike would just not really go very well, and you're just like, oh, that's not right. And people have had weird issues with that game sometimes. Like, I think I watched a video, and it could have been like them messing with it, but like a Snorlax is flying in the air and just stuff, and you're like, oh, that's new.
Brilliant. Speaking of bridges, I think that's our perfect bridge towards the ending of this episode. It's been quite an experience. We've, powered up the old Weedle, evolved him. He's nearly a Beedrill now, his old Valid Point. On the next episode, we'll hopefully get that Valid Point across and go and take Brock on.
Richard will go face Brock.
Brock
Lesnar. I'll get to see him
Lesnar!
struggle. Until then, take care, have a good one.
Bye!